Germany, one of the most influential nations in Europe, not only politically and economically but geographically. A land where ancient glacial plains meet towering alpine peaks. A country dissected by mighty rivers that have served as trade routes, battle lines, and cultural connectors for centuries. From the thick, evergreen forests of Bavaria to the windswept beaches of the North Sea, the geography of Germany is not only breathtaking, it is foundational to its identity, its people, and its place in the world. Let us begin our journey across this diverse and complex landscape by understanding the fundamental geographical features of Germany, the natural pillars upon which this nation stands. Round pushpin location and borders. Germany is situated in the heart of Europe, a central location that has historically placed it at the crossroads of many civilizations, conflicts, and alliances. Its coordinates range from approximately 47 degrees to 55 degrees north latitude and 5 degrees to 15 degrees east longitude. This central position has made it a natural bridge between Eastern and Western Europe, and in many ways, between Northern and Southern Europe as well. To the north, Germany borders Denmark, and beyond that, the cold waters of the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. To the west lie the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and France, each with deeply intertwined histories and cultural exchanges with Germany. On the southern frontier lies Switzerland and Austria, where the land rises into the dramatic scenery of the Alps. To the east, Germany borders Czechia and Poland, countries with whom it shares both geographic features and centuries of complex historical narratives. These 9 neighboring countries, Denmark, Poland, Czechia, Austria, Switzerland, France, Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands, give Germany the most land borders of any country in Europe. This position makes Germany a pivotal player in continental transportation, diplomacy, and economic systems. World map topographical regions of Germany. Geographically, Germany can be divided into 3 major regions, each with distinct landforms, climates, and ecological identities. 1. The North German Plain. As we travel from the Danish border southward, we first encounter the North German Plain, a vast expanse of flat, low-lying land that stretches from the Netherlands and Belgium in the west to Poland in the east. This region is part of the European Plain, one of the largest uninterrupted expanses of flat land on Earth. The North German Plain is shaped by ancient glacial activity. During the Ice Ages, glaciers moved across this terrain, grinding down rocks, depositing sediments, and leaving behind fertile soils, lakes, and rolling moraines. The result is a landscape characterized by wide, open fields suitable for agriculture, numerous rivers, including the Elbe, Weser, and Oder, coastal marshes and estuaries near the North and Baltic Seas, large boglands and moorlands in areas like Lower Saxony and Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. This is also where you'll find Germany's northern coastlines. Along the North Sea, tidal flats dominate, a unique environment known as the Wadden Sea, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here, the tides can recede for kilometers, exposing vast muddy plains teeming with marine life. On the eastern side, along the Baltic Sea, the coastline is more rugged and dotted with sandy beaches and cliff-lined shores. The region is also home to the large islands of Rügen and Usedom, beloved by German holidaymakers for their natural beauty. 2. The central uplands, Mittelgebirge. Moving southward, the flat plains gradually give way to the undulating terrain of the central uplands, or Mittelgebirge in German. This ancient geological zone is a patchwork of old, eroded mountain ranges, forests, river valleys, and plateaus. Here, the land rises and folds into gentle, forested hills and narrow river gorges. Some of the most well-known ranges in this zone include the Harz Mountains, steeped in German folklore and myth. The Thuringian Forest, home to deep woods and quiet towns. The Ore Mountains, Erzgebirge, on the border with Czechia. The Rhineland Massif, including the Eifel and Hunsrück Hills. The Taunus and Spessart Ranges near Frankfurt. Perhaps the most iconic region within the central uplands is the Black Forest, Schwarzwald, in southwestern Germany. Known for its dense evergreen forests, cuckoo clocks, and fairy tale charm, the Black Forest is also the birthplace of the Danube River, which begins its journey as a modest stream in the town of Donaueschingen. The central uplands are not just scenic, they're ecologically rich and geologically ancient. Much of the area was formed during the Hercynian orogeny hundreds of millions of years ago, making it one of the oldest mountain regions in Europe. This region also includes many of Germany's famous wine-growing areas, especially along the Rhine and Moselle rivers, where steep vineyard-covered slopes create some of the finest Riesling in the world. 3. The Alpine foreland and Bavarian Alps. Our journey now takes us to the southern edge of Germany, where the land suddenly rises, dramatically and majestically, into the Alpine foreland and the Bavarian Alps. This is the youngest and most dramatic topographical region in the country. The Alpine foreland, also known as the Bavarian Plateau, is a gently sloping area that lies between the Alps and the central uplands. It is dotted with lakes, forests, and rich farmland. This is where you'll find famous bodies of water like Lake Constance, Bodensee, a massive glacial lake shared by Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Lake Starnberg and Lake Chiemsee, scenic retreats for both locals and tourists. South of this foreland, the Bavarian Alps rise up with their rugged, snow-capped peaks. Germany's highest point, the Zugspitze, towers at 2,962 meters, 9,718 feet, above sea level. The Alps mark a dramatic visual and climatic shift. The air is colder, the precipitation is greater, and the terrain becomes increasingly challenging. This is a region of alpine meadows, mountain lakes, ski resorts, and historic villages clinging to the edges of steep cliffs. It's also where some of Germany's most iconic cultural imagery originates: traditional lederhosen, alpine horns, and the beer-filled Oktoberfest. Waterwave rivers and waterways. Germany is a country of rivers. They are the lifeblood of its economy, ecology, and history. Several of Europe's most important rivers either originate in Germany or pass through it. The Rhine River is perhaps the most iconic. Rising in the Swiss Alps, it flows through western Germany into the North Sea. The Rhine Valley is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a major artery for commercial shipping. The Elbe River rises in the Czech Republic and flows northwest through cities like Dresden and Hamburg into the North Sea. The Danube, Europe's second longest river, begins in the Black Forest and flows southeast through 10 countries before emptying into the Black Sea. The Oder River forms part of the border with Poland. The Weser, which is entirely within Germany, flows northward through cities like Bremen into the North Sea. These rivers have historically enabled trade, supported agriculture, and powered industry. Today, they remain vital for transport and tourism, lined with castles, vineyards, and medieval towns. Some behind rain cloud climate and weather patterns. Germany's climate is classified as temperate seasonal, with a blend of oceanic and continental influences depending on the region. In the north and northwest, the proximity to the North Sea and Atlantic Ocean results in milder winters, cooler summers, and more rainfall. Cities like Hamburg and Bremen have relatively stable climates, with persistent cloud cover and drizzle. The central and eastern parts of Germany experience a more continental climate, with hotter summers, colder winters, and greater seasonal variation. Berlin and Leipzig often see snowy winters and hot summer days. In the south, especially near the Alps, winters can be cold and snowy, making it ideal for winter sports. Summers are generally warm and sunny, particularly in Bavaria. Rain is fairly evenly distributed throughout the year, although late spring and early summer tend to be wetter. Germany's forests and rivers benefit from this regular precipitation, which supports agriculture and maintains biodiversity. Deciduous stream natural resources and environment. Germany's natural environment is both rich and heavily managed. Despite being highly industrialized, the country takes conservation seriously. Over 30% of Germany's land area is covered by forests, with large areas protected as national parks or biosphere reserves. Key environmental zones include the Bavarian Forest National Park, the first of its kind in Germany. The Wadden Sea, home to countless species of birds and marine life. The Harz National Park, a haven for lynx, deer, and wildcats. Germany also has significant deposits of natural resources like lignite, brown coal, potash, salt, and some natural gas. However, in recent decades, the country has shifted its focus toward renewable energy, wind farms, and environmental sustainability. Cityscape geographic influence on cities and infrastructure. Germany's geography has had a profound influence on the location and development of its cities. Berlin, the capital, lies in the northeast, a position that has always made it a crossroads between east and west. Frankfurt, located on the Main River in central Germany, has long been a hub for finance and commerce, benefiting from easy access to both the Rhine and Danube basins. Munich, nestled near the Alps, is not only a cultural powerhouse but a gateway to southern Europe. Hamburg, Germany's largest port, sits at the mouth of the Elbe River, connecting Germany's industrial heartland to the world. These cities, and many others, grew because of Germany's natural geography. Rivers became trade routes. Mountains provided resources and natural defenses. Plains enabled farming and transport. Geography, in Germany's case, is not merely a backdrop, it is the script upon which its story unfolds. From its sweeping plains in the north to its alpine summits in the south, from the roaring Rhine to the stillness of its forests, the geography of Germany is a tapestry of contrasts, ancient, strategic, and beautiful. It has shaped the nation's destiny, its culture, and its resilience.